Let's get some reaction and some analysis of this from Jacky Rowland. She's joining us now live again from the opposition stronghold city of Benghazi. Jacky, much of that speech was taken up deriding NATO. It was very much aimed at NATO and Western powers and their involvement in this fight. Is that a surprise?
Well, deriding on the one hand the rebels and actually holding NATO as morally responsible for this kind of cataclysm that Musa Ibrahim was predicting. I mean, the key points really was he was trying to portray the rebels as being not a popular-based movement, of being a movement which was basically carrying out human rights abuses, atrocities, even crimes against humanity, talking about rape and pillage, summary executions. Now, this narrative of his doesn't sit very comfortably with the independent testimony that we've had of our own colleagues, particularly our colleague Zaina Hodder, who's been travelling with the rebels in the West. In the last couple of hours, she's told us live on Al Jazeera about how people in districts, as the rebels have been advancing, have been welcoming them, really celebrating with them. Now, that doesn't sit with Musa Ibrahim's version, according to which the rebels are kind of going in and sort of massacring and raping and robbing. So obviously a lot of rhetoric here. We're looking now at a war of words. We're looking at a propaganda effort. Really Musa Ibrahim, on behalf of what remains of the Libyan authorities, trying to galvanise people, trying to present the rebels as being barbaric, not popular locally, somehow the stooges or the vassals of this evil empire, as he portrays NATO, and saying that there are thousands of patriotic Libyans within Tripoli, both professional soldiers and also ordinary people who are prepared to defend the city. I mean, really saying that people were going to fight to the last. Yet at the same time, Laura, quite interestingly, mentioning or touching on this idea of a political solution or a ceasefire, I think very much trying to show himself and the position of the Libyan authorities of being the voices of reason when faced with this kind of chaos and death and destruction all around.
It is interesting to wonder at this point, Jacky, just who he's speaking to, who's listening, because he did say that rebels actually from within inside Tripoli are in the minority, but one wonders whether that's actually the case.
Well, he was speaking in English. His audience was very clearly the international community and the international media. Let's not make any mistake about this at all. You know, the language he chose is English. He spoke in Arabic on Saturday. Time and again in that speech, he talked about holding the international media as witnesses. In fact, at one stage, it actually sounded rather ominous when he said, "We know your names and we know your faces." Let's not forget that those foreign journalists in Libya are largely there, potentially as prisoners of the Libyan authorities, held in this hotel. Their movements are very much restricted and controlled by the Libyan authorities, of whom they are currently guests. So this was a message to NATO, a message to international public opinion, trying as well, I think, to rally Arab and African public opinion, talking about the African roadmap, claiming that it didn't succeed because it didn't somehow fit into NATO's game plan, skirting around the fact as well that one of the reasons it clearly didn't succeed was the reluctance or refusal of Muammar Gaddafi to really follow it through to its logical conclusion. So this was a speech for international Arab and African public opinion.
OK, Jacky Rowland, many thanks for bringing us your thoughts there, having just heard from government spokesman Musa Ibrahim speaking in Tripoli. Thank you.